Good evening and welcome everyone. We'll be starting in exactly 5 minutes. It's good to have each and every one of you here today, and it's going to be a valuable and impactful session. We have a lot of things planned and prepared for you, and if you stick to the end, I believe it's going to be something that is very positive and impactful to you. Welcome once again. It's good to have you here, and we are kicking off at exactly 5 minutes past 6 p.m. Good evening to everybody who just joined us. We would be starting at exactly 5 minutes past 6 p.m. It's good to have you here once again. Thank you. Welcome to today's webinar. It's good to have every single one of you here today. Good evening once more, and welcome to Building Your Own AI Crypto Research Assistant. Welcome to you, Michael. Welcome, Abdullahi. Welcome, Everest. Welcome, Bathsheba. And welcome to you, Chioma. David Damekudi, welcome. Welcome, David Ice Kid. David Magaji. Welcome, Jonah. Welcome to you, Michael. Welcome, Ochai Isaac. And welcome, Kiempia. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Firstly, I would love to say it's great to have you here. Thank you for choosing to spend part of your Saturday with us on this webinar. Wherever you are joining from, we are genuinely excited to have you here. This particular webinar is not just about crypto trading or coming to learn about how to get crypto signals or whatever. It isn't about learning to predict the markets. It's simply about how to help you improve and get the best value for your time, and understanding how AI helps you organize information faster so you spend more time thinking about more valuable things, making better decisions, and spending less time searching and being confused and being all over the place. By the end of tonight's webinar, you'll watch an AI workflow take what normally requires you to spend a lot of hours and a lot of time jumping through multiple tabs, multiple websites, multiple groups, multiple tools, and it will turn it into a simple, organized research summary. And more importantly, you would understand exactly how it works. And by the end of this workshop, you would understand how you can be able to build something like this by yourself without needing assistance from anybody. Yes, it's possible. Whether you have tech knowledge or you do not have any tech knowledge, it is something that you would be able to do by yourself. So basically, as a trader, it is very important you do your research by yourself before you begin to trade. It requires you to go through different platforms like TradingView, CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. You go through your crypto exchanges, you open X to see what is happening in the market. You go through different websites just to get information. By the time you are done with this, you have multiple browser tabs open. You have a lot of information you have consumed within a short period of time, and it may be draining before you've even had to make your decision and understand, okay, this is what the crypto market is doing at this time. This is the right time to buy this, or I should stay off the market until this point, or the market is currently volatile, or this just happened and it can trigger the market. It's a lot of information that have been consumed. By the time you're making a decision, if you're already tired and exhausted, you probably have a long, busy day ahead of you, but you have to do this for 30 minutes to 1 hour, and at the end of the day, you haven't even gotten the right information you need. The interesting thing is that we have access to a lot of information on the internet right now. We have a lot of information and a lot of platforms and groups. It is just way too much for us. And if you have AI by your side, you do not have to spend all that time doing research, jumping through all these platforms. There's a way where you can have this readily available for you. Information is not the problem. Information is not the problem. There's an information overwhelm. But then how can you be able to automate this process so it is very easy for you to get this information all summarized and all packaged for you in a place where you could just wake up, meet it, and then make the best decision for yourself? This is possible. I have a question for you. If after this webinar, you decide or you have found out that this is something that is possible, would it be something you would want to implement for yourself? We'll find out at the end of this webinar. So I would be introducing our hosts, our speakers for the day. We have the person of Everest Imoni, who is our trade analyst at Candleweb. Everest spends most of his days researching the crypto markets. He has helped us at Candleweb AI achieve a lot of progress with our trading platform, and he has a lot of market experience. Today, he's going to help us understand why research has become harder, what AI actually is, what it can and can't do, and why this matters. Whether you're a trader, you're a builder, or you're simply curious about this technology and where it is heading. Everest, over to you. Welcome to the workshop, and it's great to have you here this evening.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Isaac. How are you doing today?
I am doing excellent. Thank you. How about you?
I'm doing great. So thank you, guys. I believe Isaac has I've done the introduction, so no need to introduce myself again. So I don't know if I'm audible enough, Mr. Isaac.
Oh, yes, but if you could make your voice a little bit higher or pull closer to your device. Can you hear Everest, please? If you can hear him loud and clear, please drop a reaction.
Okay, I believe everyone can hear me clearly.
Oh, yes.
All right, good evening, guys. Well, let me start. My name is Everest Imoni, right? A trade analyst at Candleweb. So today we're here to talk about basically um, crypto, but in the sense of AI crypto, research assistant basically. So we're trying to see how we could how we could make things easy, right, for for us as traders, basically, right? We usually spend a lot of time doing research and stuff before just to take an entry. So basically, we're just here to see how we can actually and practically put things together and make it easier for everybody, right? Um, yeah. So basically, that's what we're here to do, and I hope you learn a lot as we proceed, because I think there's a few things I would like to talk about. So, Mr. Isaac, are we ready to proceed?
Oh, yes, the floor is all yours.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So, we'll be talking about basically, I'll start with my chapter one, which you can see the reality we all recognize as traders, right? But before I start, I want to ask a simple question, right? How many of you have ever gone online to research something about crypto? You know, think it will take you more like maybe 10 minutes, and somehow you end up spending as much as 30 minutes, 1 hour, because you're jumping from platform to platform, from charts to platform, trying to put things together before taking that entry. How many of you have done that before? I can just get, a thumbs up from you guys, because I believe we have some experienced trader in the building as well, and we have some beginners traders as well. All right, that's good. If you've experienced that, you're not alone, right? We are all in this together. We are all in this together. And I got to realize, right? The problem isn't that we don't have enough information when it comes to trading, right? The problem is not because we don't have enough information. The problem is that we have too much of it, right? We have too much of it. So sometimes putting all these things together tends to be, very overwhelming. That's the word. Tend to be very overwhelming, because now we're trying to take an entry. But first of all, since you're using your funds, right? And what's important for you is protecting your funds, your capital as it is. So whatever you're doing when you're trading is making sure that whatever information you're getting is properly researched and you have a proper confluence before you can proceed with whatever decision you're about to make in that market, right? So, and after all that, sometimes you're still asking yourself, right? Did I actually do enough to make me confident in my decision? Right? Did I actually do enough to make me confident in my decision? Because you get to realize, right, while you're making those research on what to do, first of all, how many tabs have you opened while making your research? You're on your computer, you're trying to research, you're checking your social media, you're checking, first of all, you go for your technical analysis, right? You check your chart, you mark out the necessary points you're supposed to mark out. You go to social media, you look at the sentiments of traders on social media, your X, your Telegram, and the likes, right? Just to be able to put things together in one piece, right? You go for your fundamental analysis, right? You check your news platform, you check your greed and fear index, stuff like that. And sometimes putting all these together take quite a lot of time because you have the intention. You're analyzing the market and you know that, oh, this market is about to move, right? And you want to make a proper research before you take that one entry. You want to make a proper research. And within that time of making this proper research, after your technical analysis, you move towards the fundamental, trying to check your social media sentiment of traders to see, okay, what are traders thinking right now, right? To give you that confidence to know, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Because maybe 60% of traders are saying, okay, this is going to happen, right? Doing all that, your technical analysis, your sentiment analysis, your fundamental analysis, trying to check your news and all that, right? So before you know, you get to realize that within that time you spend doing it, you get to realize, oh, you spend a lot of time. You plan on spending maybe like 10 minutes and you find yourself spending as much as 30 minutes to 1 hour doing the research, right? To know what to do, because it's important to research, to risk whatever you're going to risk, because this is your money. This is real cash you're talking here, right? So you're trying to do enough research to know that, okay, whatever information I'm getting, right, it's okay for me to be able to confidently take my entry. So before we proceed, I want to even ask a question, because I believe we have traders here, right? And this is the question. How many sources, right, do you check every morning, right, as a trader, right? How many sources do you check every morning? You can put it on the chat or just type it. I believe Isaac is there to just read it out for me. So as a trader, how many sources do you look into every morning before you proceed in, whatever analysis you're going further with? This is a question for everyone. You can use the chat. Mr. Isaac, you can read it out for me. I can see one
Okay.
here.
Ochai Isaac says he checks at least up to 5 sources as a trader in every morning.
Okay. Okay, and how long does that take you to do? How long? How long does that take you to do?
Okay, Isaac, how long does that take you checking up to 5 sources every morning? Whoa, he said it takes like an hour.
You see, and that's what we're talking about, right? Probably, maybe you've seen that entry, right? Maybe you've seen that entry. But now you have to go back to make sure, okay, what you're seeing, right, is actually what it is. is actually what it is, because most times there's that information bias even while we are doing research, right? Because now you've set your mind, for instance, you've set your mind that, oh, you're going to take a trade on Bitcoin, right? And based on your analysis, you see that, oh, Bitcoin is bullish. But for further confirmation, you still go further to do some certain research. You go check for fundamental analysis, see, okay, what's the news saying, right? You go for, you you check your sentiment analysis, you check your X platform to see what other traders are saying. You go on Telegram, you check various groups. You get too many information, right? There are too many. Some are saying buy, some are saying sell. There are just some are saying hold. There are just too many things happening at the same time. You go, you check your greed and fear index. You do, and while doing all this thing, time is going, and before you're done with this thing, you get to realize that that trade has made that move. You get to realize the trade has already made that move you're trying to take. Because most times this has happened to me, and sometimes it's really sad, right? Because you're so confident about something, right? But at the same time, the important thing is that you are more risk averse, right? You need to, because it's important to take risk management, right, in place, because you're trying to protect your capital, whatever you're using, right? So it's important to make this research to know, okay, what exactly to do. But sometimes it takes time to make this research. That's why you see in my slide here, I say, okay, the real problem isn't lack of information, right? We have the information out there as experienced traders, right? The information is out there, right? The problem is that the information has too much, has become too abundant. There are too many things, right? And it's just too fragmented. Because now we have too many things to look up to look on before making our decision. So while you're going about, trying to make your decision, there are just too many information. Because I believe, like I said, I believe some people have researched for up to maybe 30 minutes, right? And they still get the, information bias. You still don't feel confident enough to take that whatever trade you're trying to take. And moving to our next one, because we're asking why is the problem getting worse, right? Because every day we realize that there are more information coming out on the internet when it comes to crypto trading and the likes, right? So the speed at which this information comes sometimes is overwhelming, because you get to realize now there are more exchanges, right? There are more projects and more narratives in the market. There are more news. There are more influencers, right? And all this really affects the movement of the market as well. That's why you have to take them into account while making your research, right? More metrics and data, there's more speed, there's more noise. Like, things are just becoming too much, right? And this is what I call the chain reaction, right? More information it takes, because the more the information, the longer time it takes you to research, the more mental fatigue, right? Then at the end of the day, you realize lower quality decision, because the more you research, the more your confidence, the more it kills down your confidence, because there are just too many information out there, and too many, some are saying buy, some are saying sell, some are saying hold. So while these informations are out there, right, and you are going through all this information, at the same time, it gets to kill your confidence, and it reduces the quality of your decision, right? okay, like I stated here, right? Working harder does not automatically fix a system that is generating more work. Because at the end of the day, you feel like, oh, you're doing the right thing, right? Yes, and that's true. You're actually doing the right thing. But when the information is too much, sometimes it just confuses you. Because I've experienced it a lot of time as a trader. I've experienced it a lot of time as a trader. You know, I've experienced that, you know, there have been times where the information was actually there. The information was actually there, right? And I could have seen what was happening. But at the same time, I was still checking other sources to confirm. And by the time I was done doing all this, putting every information together before making my decision, right? The move has already happened. So even if I was still going to enter that trade, it was no longer a safe place, a safe entry point for me to enter because the risk will be higher. I'll be taking higher risks. And that's a problem. So we're moving to chapter 3, where I'll be talking about why humans struggle with information. Right? Human attention has limits, right? And that's the honest truth. Information overload. Too much to process. Like I've been saying, there are too many information to process, or excuse me. Decision fatigue, right? Too many choices to make. Because different traders are saying different things based on their sentiment of the market and based on the analysis of the market. There's that confirmation bias, right? Seeing what supports our belief. Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, right, you are analyzing the market and you already have this, based on your analysis, you already have this belief that, oh, this market is going to buy. So whatever information you're seeing out there, you're only looking for information that is going to tell you this market is going to buy. Because why? That's what is in your mind already. So you're only looking for information that will support what you believe the market is going to do, even if that information is wrong. But you already believe that the market is going to buy. So when making your research, you're only looking for information that is going to support what your bias of the market looks like. And there's also the emotional decision, right? Where there is fear. There's fear. You have the information. Okay, should I proceed with this? Oh, this is what the information is telling me. Should I proceed? You're scared because why? Your money is there. And there are situations where greed comes in, right? In the sense that you're looking to risk very high. You're looking to risk very high where you're not even certain about the information you've gotten, because as much as you've made your research as an experienced trader or as a beginner trader, right, that does not mean the market will play out that way. And there's also FOMO, the fear of missing out, right? Because now you're making your research. While you're making your research, maybe you switch back to the market and you see, oh, price is already moving, and you quickly enter the trade, right? Instead of, focusing on whatever research you're making, you're just scared, oh, this market is going to leave me. So, that fear of missing out from whatever is happening, you quickly enter the trade. And you get to realize, not because you don't know what you're doing, right? But there are just too many things, and that too many information have actually clouded your judgment of the market. Now you're confused. And you just see price moving, you just want to jump in so you don't miss out on what price is doing. Then limited attention, we cannot monitor all the time. At the end of the day, you cannot monitor the market all the time, right? You cannot sit in front of your computer the whole day, or maybe when you're supposed to be resting at night, you're in front doing research and all that, right? So sometimes you just quickly want to do. Sorry, did someone say something?
Oh, just go on.
No. Oh, all right. So you just quickly want to, make research and jump in. At the end of the day. So that limited attention cannot monitor the market all the time. So let's, reflect on this a bit, right? Because at the end of the day, you get to realize the problem as a trader, right? Sometimes you get to realize the problem isn't me, right? The problem is that the environment has changed. The environment has changed because as the days as the day goes by, there are different things happening in the market. There are different information coming in the market as the days goes by. So sometimes this affects us as traders, right? Because no matter how much experience you are in the market, right, that does not guarantee profiting from the market at the end of the day, right? You've actually been maybe you've been in the market for like 4 to 5 years, right? You've gotten a lot of information so far, right? But still, that doesn't guarantee your profitability as well, right? Because as the day goes by, there are just so many information coming out. There are just so many things happening in the market at the same time. So human limitation is not equal to personal failure as a trader. Human limitation is not equal to personal, failure. So we'll be moving to chapter 4, where I'll be talking a bit about what AI really is, right? So what if we could, okay, let me start, AI in practical language, because I believe some of you have, done automation and the like, some of you have experience on that, right? Think of AI as a research assistant, right, that can process, organize, us, summarize, and compare information as care, right? It helps you walk around your decision. So what if we could give some of the information processing work to an assistant, right? Instead of spending so much time trying to make those research, we give an assistant to do this research on our behalf. That's where AI becomes practical. It can help us gather information, summarize it, classify it, monitor changes, and highlight patterns. What has changed? What information has changed? What is happening differently in the market, right? Are the sentiments of traders changing? Is your fundamental analysis changing? Right? But I want to make one thing very clear, right, to everyone here. AI is not magic, right? It can be wrong. It can misunderstand context, right? It can work from bad information. So the thing is that AI should not replace our human judgment, right? AI should accelerate our thinking as traders. It doesn't replace judgment. The goal is not to let machine decide everything for us, right? The goal is to give human a better information based on making decision. Because if I can have a better way of making decision, right? Instead of spending 30 minutes or 1 hour trying to run an analysis, right? And I have an assistant that could actually run the analysis for me, give me feedback from running those analyses, right? By checking my fundamental, checking the sentiment of traders, knowing, okay, what's going on with technicals, what are traders saying with technicals, knowing the on-chain reactions, right? And what's happening, what's the volume of traders in the market and all that. If I can have an assistant do all those things for me and bring back information, I think my trade will be much easier. Rather than spending so much time making analysis before making decision, there's an assistant that will actually do all those things for me, filter the information, then bring it back to me. Then from that information, that's where I make my decision. I think that will be very, very, very helpful to me as a trader. Because sometimes it's stressful doing all this. It's really, really get tiring. So if I could get such assistance, I will really appreciate it. Sorry. Our next slide. Okay, what AI can do and what it cannot. Right. As a trader, right? Your presence is still needed. This AI is just an assistant to help you manage your time. Right? Like I said earlier, rather than spending 30 minutes to 1 hour trying to make a research, you have an assistant that can actually make that research for you. It saves you time. It saves you time, right? And instead of true research, it could cause mental fatigue, because there are just too many information. So instead of causing yourself that stress, there's an assistant that has done that for you, filter the information, bring it back to you. And then whatever decision you're making, right, is not out of fatigue, it's not out of excess information. Like I said, yeah, AI can help you, gather and summarize, compare information, classify sentiments, spot patterns, monitor updates. But what AI cannot guarantee you is truth. That's a decision to make. Performance, context, correct prediction, good decision of profit, right? Or it can filter those information and bring out the best for you. And it's for you now to see how you can work with that information and proceed with your decision, because it has made it easier for you. It has automated the process. Rather than doing the process manually, it has automated the research process manually. It has automated the process for you. And make your decision easier. Like I said, yeah, AI accelerates thinking. It doesn't replace judgment. AI accelerates thinking. It doesn't replace judgment. Right? That is more practical than I thought, to be honest. So it just gives you this clearer view of your research, basically. It just gives you this clearer view for whatever research you're making. Right? Okay. So before AI, you search, you read, you copy, you compare traders are saying, what this particular Telegram group are saying, what this other Telegram group is saying, you try to put all those information together, and you do that every day, which is quite exhausting, right? With an AI assistance, right, some of that work can be supported. It gathers information, it organizes it, it summarizes it, it monitors for updates, it highlights patterns, right? That changes. I know, and that changes where you spend your energy, because AI has done all the stressful stuff for you, right? You're not trying to eliminate thinking here, right? You're trying to accelerate it, right? You're trying to remove unnecessary repetitive information. You're trying to eliminate it, right? Unnecessary information, so that you can spend more time understanding and judging whatever decision you're making before taking an entry. So I want to ask a question, right? If AI could remove one repetitive part of your research process, what would you remove as a trader? What would you remove as a trader? And this question goes to everyone. You can just answer in the comments. What would you remove as a trader? If AI could remove one repetitive part of your research process, what you usually do every day that you feel is stressful, right? And that you feel is overwhelming to you, right? What would you remove? Because I believe most of us do make research here before, taking any entry. Yeah, Mr. Isaac, I don't know if you can see the comments. Maybe you can help me out with that.
Okay, I had just dropped a recent poll before you dropped your question. It's similar to the question you asked, and people are already replying. So this was the poll I just dropped. What's your biggest frustration with crypto research? It's very similar. A, too much information. B, contradicting opinions. C, finding reliable news. And D, time consumption. So Emmanuel said A, too much information. That's the biggest frustration with crypto research for him. Then we have Achai Isaac. He said finding reliable news. That's the biggest frustration for him. Then we have Hamza Abdul Hafiz. He also said C, finding reliable news. Those are the biggest frustrations with crypto research.
Okay, I understand you. So if AI actually automates all this process for you, it's to make trading much more easier, right? Because me personally, sometimes understanding what fundamental analysis, and most especially sentiment, I need that problem with technical, right? But understanding sometimes the fundamental part of trading is quite, because there's too many information when it comes to fundamentals, right? And sometimes it's stressful. Then when it comes to sentiment, You get too many information as well, because you go to X, this trader is saying this is saying this influencer is saying this, right? You go on Telegram groups and there are just so many things. So it's stressful for me. And if I could get a system that will actually, automate all those things for me, I think that will help me a lot as a trader. That will help me a lot as a trader, right? The goal is to spend less human energy on repetitive information, doing the same thing over and over again, right, before you take an entry. Because one thing about trading, you need to have a strategy. And if your strategy is, okay, maybe waking up in the morning, you do your technical analysis, you check your fundamental analysis, you check what sentiment is saying, you check what's happening on chain, different thing, because you need those strategy in place before you make whatever decision you're going to make, whatever trade you want to take. So the goal is to spend less human energy on repetitive information work, and more on understanding and judgment. So whatever information is coming back to you, now you get to, okay, you want to understand whatever that information is saying. Then before making a judgment, at least that has taken away a lot of stress from you. So now you're more relaxed while making whatever decision you're making in the market, because an assistant has already done that research for you. So we'll move now. Why automation is, I'm sorry guys, so we'll round up soon. Why automation is the next step, right? And we know ChatGPT is useful. Sometimes I do use it when I'm doing some of my research, right? When it comes to trading, right? ChatGPT is useful. The workflow is manual prompting. Your usual prompts you input on ChatGPT, when you want to, do some stuff, right? Manual prompting. Ask, you wait, read, and repeat. Maybe you do that every day, you do that every day. Maybe you want to check your fundamental, you go on, you input a prompt that pop out a fundamental from verified sources for you, But one thing automation does is that, because I'll say, why isn't ChatGPT alone enough, right? Because if every morning I have to open my ChatGPT, type the same prompt, collect the same information, and repeat the same process, I am still doing a lot of manual work, because while doing that, I will have to read through this information. I will have to filter this information, right? Which of this information should I take and read? And it still doesn't stop me from going back on social media, on Telegram, to still check other stuff, even while I'm using a prompt, right? So using ChatGPT does usually prompting, but automation is quite different. Automation is a total different thing. Automation turns that repeated process into a system. Right? So if I have to start from zero every morning, I am doing a task. I have to start all over again every morning. I'm doing a task. If I build a process, right, that repeats the same step reliably, I have built a system. And that's the intention. A system that will be working for you in your absence. The idea is build once and benefit every day. Build once and benefit every day. That's the idea. So let's move to the next one. This is a simple automated research workflow, right? It collects this information, which is market data, your news, your social signal. It processes this information, clean, organize, combine this information, right? It analyzes the information, right? Summarize, the sentiments, patterns, then it delivers this information as report alert to you. Then you make your final decision on this information, right? And That's where it becomes really interesting because it saves you time and it makes things as a trader very easy for you. So what will you do? Okay, let me ask a question. What will you do with extra 30 minutes every morning? I'm sorry, guys, give me a minute. Sorry.
All right. Everest asked a question. He said, what would you do with extra 30 minutes every morning? The 30 minutes you were supposed to use to open TradingView or jump from one chart to the other or one app to the other. Imagine all of that time and all of that task is handled by AI itself, and you don't have to do it manually. What other important thing would you be doing with that time every morning? So that's the simple question. Would you use it for something more valuable? Would you spend more time with a loved one? Would you spend it doing something you love? Would you spend it probably reading? Or would you spend it taking a course? What would you do with extra 30 minutes every day? And this 30 minutes is the time you usually allocate to probably crypto market research before you place your trade. What would you do with that free time? We have a message in the chat
Okay.
from Ochai
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Isaac. Ajay Isaac said he would use that extra 30 minutes to read more books and watch more podcasts. That's amazing.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Interesting. That's
Mm.
something of high value
Okay. Yeah,
and it
that's
shows
good. At
focus on
least you've been
personal
able to save,
development.
exactly, at least you've been able to save 30 minutes of your time, which is a good thing, right? So the real opportunity is not simply using AI, right? It's building a system around AI, right? That can actually make things very easy for you. So who will have the advantage? Not moving to my next slide, right? Who will have the advantage? Not necessarily the people who read the most information, but the people who build better system for processing this information, right? For processing this information. The advantage will increasingly belong to people who can build better system for processing information, right? For information from information consumer to system builders, right? And the thing is that if you look at it clearly, right, crypto research, right, has become more demanding, right? Why information overload is a real challenge at the end of the day. Information overload is a real challenge. So how AI can support better decision making and why automation changes the game, it can help better decision making and automation help you easily, you know, put this information, all these informations together. What you do manually before, you can now automate every task. But ideas are only useful at the end of the day when we apply it. Ideas are useful when we apply it. So rather than asking you to imagine what this looks like, so let's watch it happen. I think, yeah, I'll be handing over here. So if there's any question you cannot actually ask, or Mr. Isaac, I'll be handing over to you. I think I'll end it here.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Everest. Thank you so much for that amazing presentation. So I would open the floor for just one or two questions before we proceed. Do you have any questions with regard to Everest's presentation right now before we proceed to the next phase of the workshop? In the next phase, we would be seeing an AI automation that was built by our in-house AI automation expert, the person of Anna Shred. He would be demonstrating one AI automation which he has built that can help you as a crypto trader. Do we have any questions from anyone? You can just indicate, raise up your hand, or drop a message with your question. This will just be active for the next 1 minute. And if there's no question, no hands up, we'll be moving to the demonstration by Anna's Fred. You've heard what AI can and can't do. You have heard everything Everest has to say. You have clearly seen the challenges you face, and you now know that there is a better way. You now know that there's a solution, and you now know that these things can be automated. You can automate the manual process of analyzing the crypto markets. You can automate the process of going through different news platforms or trying to seek out information and have it readily available for you on whichever platform of your choice. It could be delivered to your email, it could be delivered to your WhatsApp, it could be delivered to your Telegram chat. You can use it on both decentralized and centralized exchange platforms. And this is something really amazing. So right now we would be switching to the demonstration session. Over here with us, we have the person of Anna Shred, and he is our in-house AI automation expert. He has worked with us very closely, and he has built amazing AI automation projects. He has also trained a handful of AI automation builders, which within Candleweb, he has trained a lot of people who ended up building amazing projects that they demonstrated. Many people who joined us at Candleweb learning how to build AI automations like what you would be witnessing today, actually joined us without having much knowledge or much experience with building AI automations. But after the sessions we have taken with them and with the guidance of Anas, they have been able to identify real problems within whatever field or industry they are in. Industries from banking to content creation to customer service to whatever industry. These people were able to join, learn, and build AI automations by themselves. So Anas is going to walk us through an AI research co-pilot that he built, and it's going to be demonstrated live. He's going to show you how it runs. He's going to show you exactly what each part of it does, and he's going to show you the amazing results which this is going to produce. So I am handing off to you, Anas Shred, right now. Anas, good evening and welcome to the workshop. It's great to have you here with us.
Good evening, Mr. Isaac, and good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for the warm introduction. And I'm so much happy to be here. Hope everybody is excited to be here too. So for today's automation, what I have in mind is basically, okay, amazing. So for today's automation, right, I'm going to showcase. So first of all, let's start with the practical. I'm going to give everyone a practical example. So if you are familiar with crypto trading, right? So I am more of a, what do they call it? A Solana. I'm more familiar with that of Solana blockchain. You know, there are specific blockchains like Ethereum, Solana, and so on and so forth, Polkadot, and so on and so forth. So my focus as a trader is basically on the Solana blockchain, right? And on the Solana blockchain, what I basically do is I hunt for new tokens. Whenever I'm free at my leisure period, I hunt for new tokens or new tokens with the opportunity to go far, you know, or within the Solana or with the Solana coin, I basically trade on it, you know, find an entry position and then take profits at some point. Okay, that's what I basically do. So if I see a new meme token, this is how I do my research. So if I see a new meme token, I'll go to Deck Screener first. Once I go to Deck Screener, I'll look for any new token. Once I look for those new tokens, then I would go on to check them out on Jupyter to be sure that, because Jupyter has a higher level of verification than that of Dex Screener. So to check if the token has been listed on Jupyter, and then I'll also go ahead to check the token socials, their community, to see if this token is worth investing in. Or I would also check their website, visit their website, basically just like Mr. Everest explained earlier. I'll go on to do news research, and fundamental research basically before the technical analysis. Okay. So once I'm done with that, I will now find my entry points and enter. So within that period, you see that we've already spent a lot of time on research. And before then, you would have missed a potential entry point that would have been very profitable for you, all due to the fact that you were researching. Or in fact, at that point of a research, you might miss out on the right entry opportunity. You might not even get an opportunity that's good as that anymore. Okay, so what we thought about, okay, why not come up with an automation that saves us time within a minute? Research new tokens, check their socials, check the Jupyter, check if it has been listed on Jupyter, and then check the liquidity pool of the token. If they have enough liquidity, check their fully diluted value. If you are familiar with crypto trading, all these are the technical terms. These are the technical analysis. So once it's done the technical analysis, it proceeds with what? The fundamental analysis, which is checking their news, checking their socials, checking their website, their community, and their scale growth, potential scale growth. Okay. So once the automation run, it gets that done, and then automatically sends me an alert on my Telegram bot, and directly, and also I also in turn store this information in a Google Sheet for reference purposes, just in case, okay, if that period where I got the alerts, I was busy with work, so I might want to check it out later during my leisure time. Okay, so without wasting further time, let me go ahead to share my screen. Just to be sure, can everyone see my screen? Please respond with an emoji. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so the platform we are using at Candleweb to build an AI automation is called N8N. So Candleweb has partnered with N8N, which is a drag and drop automation platform, no code automation platform to be exact, that you can basically use to build AI automations for your day-to-day activities. You can build an AI automation that basically acts as you create content every day, post it on your socials. You can also create an automation that maybe verifies students' results if you're a teacher. Depending on your line of work, by the time you learn how to build an AI automation, it all depends on your creativity. So in line with your job niche, the niche that you do, what you do at your work, all you have to do is think, okay, how can I automate this process that we have been doing manually at this place? Okay, so for this, right, we're using N8N. So as you can see, this is the automation, the Solana new token intelligent assistant automation that we built. Okay, so as you can see, they are basically just nodes all linked together. Okay, and each of these nodes perform certain tasks. So we have the trigger node, which in turn triggers the automation workflow. Every 6 hours, that's why I wrote here, but I changed it earlier to within 5 minutes. So that means every 5 minutes, this automation would run, and then it will check on Dex Screener. So this is a hit.
Your screen isn't visible here. Can you see Anna's screen? If you can see Anna's screen, please indicate. Okay, then I think it's from my end.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's visible now. Thank you.
Okay, just to be sure. Okay, visible now. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, but I'm audible, right?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. All right, beautiful. So moving on. So this trigger runs every 5 minutes. So you can decide to set, okay, when do you want it to run? If you want it to run every 5 hours, every 5 days, every 5 weeks, every 5 months, or you want a cron job where it will run every 6:30 at every Tuesday at 6:30, every Wednesday at 7:30, or every Thursday at so time. That's it will run at those intervals that you've already set. Okay. So and for this case, we are working with what 5 minutes. Okay. So basically, if you're building your automation, all you have to do is click on the add plus button. Then here you search the specific node that you want to add. If it's a trigger node, you add it. If it is an AI node or an application node or a data transformation node, meaning something that helps you arrange, a node that helps you arrange data or filter data according to certain structure, so and so on and so forth. So moving on, we have this node. What this node does is, this is a HTTP node. So what I did was I linked it with Deck Screener. So using Deck Screener API, it fetches all the new token on Solana blockchain for me, okay, with their details. As you can see, chain ID Solana, with their details. So once it fetches those details, we then use our code node to build the token list. So you can use your Axe AI to actually create a code node without you using code. To actually create a code node tailored to the previous data that we received. So as you can see here, we have the link to the token address, the token icon, the token description, the website link, the Twitter link, and so on and so forth. Okay. So moving on, we also have another node that what this basically does is get the full details. It gets more details for each and every one of those addresses. After getting the details, we proceed to then filter the token according to our research preference. So here you can see I set my liquidity to check. I set it to only filter for tokens with at least $2,000 worth of liquidity and above. And it should also, if it's filtering, it should filter for token that has the fully diluted value of $10,000 and above. You can use your code node, the Axe AI option on your code node to get this done as easy as ABC. So after filtering the tokens according to my research strategy, so depending on how you research, right? Everybody has his method that works for his or her. So depending on what method works for you, you can set up your automation tailored to the method, to your research method, okay? So after filtering those tokens, we then go ahead to check Jupyter if it has been listed. And then if it has been listed, it then passes on to the next node, which in turn checks the amount if the token is tradable or not. So if there's no amount here, it means it has not been listed on Jupyter, okay? So then we also pass this to a log checking platform. So what this does is you can pass any new token to that platform to check the token legitimacy of the token, if this token is good enough to trade or not. So it comes with a specific score. Once it runs, you'll see the score. Okay. So after we check for the log, we assemble the analysis in a specific format and then send them to our AI token analysis. So the AI agents now handles scoring the legitimacy, the momentum score, whether it has high growth potential, and the profit potential score. And you also set specific trading rules, okay? So your user message, this prompt, right, is basically the same thing as when you're using ChatGPT. Whatever prompts that you use to give ChatGPT is the same thing as you doing this, okay? So this prompt basically serves as the identity for your AI agent. So it's going to serve as a Solana token due diligence assistant. So that's what it is. That's the new identity that we've given this AI agent. Okay. So based on that now, after that, the AI agent analyzes the tokens and then send it to the next node. So this node handles arranging each of the details that has been received from the AI agent. So here earlier, I put an if statement. I had to remove the node so it can send all the tokens at once so that everybody can receive so that I can receive all the tokens, both the legitimate and non-legitimate one. So what this does is it checks the token legitimacy score that it gets from the AI agent. So what my strategy worked with is, if it is above 70%, then yes, this token is tradable. Then yes, this is a very profitable token. So if it is not profitable, then the automation is not going to run. So every 5 minutes, this goes on and on and on. Okay. So after that, we arrange the new alerts one more time. We arrange the new token, one more time, and then get the price from Jupyter for that specific token. After getting the price, then we build the alert message. After that, we then send it to our Telegram bot. So as you can see, I have several notes. I have one for Mr. Isaac, one for myself, and one for Mr. David. And after the alert has been sent, I then proceed to storing the details, okay, in my Google Sheets. So let's go ahead and watch this in action. But before then, do we have any question before I proceed? No question, right? So moving on, so let's copy the bot's link. So everyone send a message to the bot so I can also add your chat ID to it. So once you send the message, indicate. Yeah.
Yeah, so right now, what we'll be doing right now for everybody on this workshop is we'll be allowing you to test this AI automation that Mr. Anas Shred has built for us. So this is what we'll be doing. We'll be dropping the link to the bot if you want to test it. The message is there in the chat. So you can just click on that link, click on start. It's going to start the bot. Then you can test it and see how it works live while Anas demonstrates it live on this call. So the link is there in the chat. Want to test this particular AI automation that was built by Anas, go ahead, click on the link and then drop your message. Just start the bot and Anas would activate it for you.
So once you've sent a message to the bot, please drop a comment within the chat so that I would add your chat ID, okay? So let's go ahead and proceed. So I've clicked on execute workflow, so it's executing manual.
All right, Emmanuel Adeboye, he asked a question. Please, how are we going to have access to the automation? What you'd be able to do right now is to test this particular automation that we have built for you. If you want to understand how you can access or even build your own AI automation, we will be talking about that after this demonstration. But for now, the key focus here is testing it and seeing that what Anas has built is working perfectly. So go ahead, drop a message, test the bots. If you have received a message from the bots after dropping a message, you can let us know in the chat.
Sorry, give me a minute. I'll have to rejoin the chat. Okay, yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm back.
All right, Anas?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so I think the messages should be coming in by now.
Yeah,
For everybody who wants to test the bots, just go ahead and drop a message on the bots. We have dropped the link in the chat. Click on the link, start the bot. Once you click on start, you'll see it there. You'll be able to test the bot, and then Anas would be sending the demonstration message. You would receive the message in the bot automatically.
Sorry, I exhausted my AI token usage, so I had to switch.
All right. One of the most amazing things about learning how to build AI automations is the fact that it depends heavily on your creativity, just as Anas had mentioned. If you understand how to move the tools, how to build automation systems, you can go ahead and build anything. As of right now, I heavily believe that every single thing or every single task is automatable. You can automate almost anything right now, regardless of your industry, regardless of what you do. You can go ahead and automate your emails. You can go ahead and automate things like customer outreach. You can go ahead and automate your social media. You can go ahead and automate your sales. You can go ahead and automate content creation. You can go ahead and automate marketing. Almost every single thing you do right now is automatable, including things like graphics design, including things like organizing Excel spreadsheets, collecting data, sending monthly reports, name it. Almost every single task you do, as long as it's digital, you need a computer to do it, and you can be able to automate it, including your trading. Yes. All right, we have people sending their messages. Samuel Onoja said he has
Yeah,
sent his message already.
yeah, give me a minute.
Welcome to the workshop, Daniel. We are currently testing the automation that's built by Anna Shred. And what the automation does is that it actually goes ahead and it analyzes or it conducts an analysis on Solana blockchain. It identifies new tokens that are listed. It goes ahead and scans the tokens to check the liquidity score to see if it's a green flag, to see if it's safe for you to trade that token. It goes ahead and then conducts its own analysis on the market. After conducting a full analysis on that token, it sends you a summary of the analysis to your Telegram bots. This message can also be delivered to you on different platforms. If you want to receive the analysis results in either your email or you want to receive it on WhatsApp, it is also possible. It is depending on you and how you want to receive it. So if you are just joining us, the link to the bot, it's right there in the message update. In the chat section of this particular workshop, click on the message icon and you would be able to access the bot. So just go ahead, click on start and then initiate the bot, drop a message, and then Anas would be adding you to the list of people who have access to use the bot. And once that is done, would be conducting the test live. And when you receive your message from the bot, please go ahead and drop a message in the chat so we would know that it is working and it has worked for you.
So I'm linking everyone's Telegram chat ID now.
That's excellent. So that means we'll be receiving the results in a few minutes. So this is your chance to drop a message on the bot before Anas links it. For everybody who has sent a message, you'll be receiving your replies once Anas is done.
There are a lot of messages here. We do have a lot of listeners today. So you know, automation is easy. So all I'm just doing is just copying your chat ID from the message you sent to the bots, and then duplicating a new node, a new Telegram node, so that you can all receive the message. Okay.
All right. If you have sent in your message, you would be receiving a reply shortly. Anas is adding it to the list of people who have access to the bots. That's simply what he said, without all the jargon. So yes, if you've not sent your message, I'm still dropping the link again. If you've not sent your message to test the bots, please go ahead. The link is in the chat. One of the most interesting things about building AI automations, especially with a tool like N8N, is the fact that every single person is able to do it. It doesn't depend whether you understand tech or not, or it doesn't matter whether you've never used a complex tool. As long as you understand how to use simple tools like your Google Drive, like your simple tools like your meeting note recorder and the rest, then I believe you are good enough to build AI automations. And I am not saying this just randomly, I'm saying this based on personal experience. I have seen people who joined Candleweb to learn how to build AI automation. These are people who don't know how to code. These were people who are not technical at all, but at the end of the day, they ended up building amazing projects and automations. So yes, you do not need to be tech savvy for you to build AI automations using simple tools like N8N. BTC Media Consult, whenever you click the link, it logs you out. The link is supposed to take you to Telegram directly. So I don't know, is it possible to copy the link? If you can copy it or type it out, then go to Telegram and access it there. Or are you part of
So
our?
as you can see,
Are you okay? It's logged him out again. All right, Anas, please go ahead.
okay. So as you can see earlier, so the amazing part about all of this is all of the AI agents have been using so far is a free model. So earlier I was having an error because I've exhausted my daily usage for that agent. So as you can see, what I did, and I switched the agent. Okay. In fact, I switched the platform totally that deploys the agents. So I used Open Router instead of Grok. So all of these platforms give you access to a variety of AI models that you can use to perform certain tasks. Okay, so I now switch to my Open Router, in which I used it to get an analysis for these tokens. Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed. So the reason why I'm running it manually is because when that error happened, it stopped my automation. So now I have to run it manually on each node. Okay, beautiful. So now let's send to Mr. Isaac. See, all I'm doing is just clicking on the play icon. That's all.
I just received a message from the bot. So if you receive the
Beautiful.
message from the bot, can you just indicate, can you drop an emoji or drop a message in the chat?
So
All right. So Anas, can you go ahead and open probably a Telegram and then show us what the result looks like? and explain
Okay.
it to us in case there's someone who doesn't understand it.
So I haven't sent it to myself, but I'm coming. Let me process it for me. So some of you should start receiving your messages now. So just be sure to check your bots. Let me send it to myself. Okay. So as you can see, we just received 11 messages just now. Okay. So new Solana token opportunity, token name, dank calls. This is the mint address, the token address. And the token was created 16 minutes ago on the Solana blockchain. And during the research, the AI fetched the real-time price from Jupiter. This is the amount it is in dollars, the amount in Solana, and then the 24-hour price change. And then this is the market detail where you see the total amount in liquidity, the 1 hour volume, and the fully diluted value, and the price change within 1 hour. And here you can see this is our AI score. The legitimacy is saying 20 over 100, which is not good. Momentum 70/100, so it's going to grow. Well, then the profit potential 65 over 100. Final score 49 over 100. Avoid. That's the AI advice that you should avoid this token. Now, this is the socials that it found. This is the Twitter link, and then they don't have a Telegram link, and then they also don't have a website. This is the trade plan. Avoid entry. Wait for a pullback to 0 point to this amount if the price stabilizes. So it didn't give us any advice on when we should take profits, and it also did not give us advice on the holding window. So the risk is the price might spike 80% and it may be unsustainable. So it might make an 80% profit and it might not be sustainable. So you might think you will make money, but you might end up losing it within that moment. So the rock check normalized, the risk is 80%, 80. So the risk is very high. And the liquidity is what's below $20,000. So the verdict, the AI decision on this is the token is extremely new with very low liquidity and no verified socials, while the volume is massive relative to the liquidity and price, and the price surged 80% within the last 1 hour. The high rock check risk and lack of liquidity pool lock makes it unsafe. Recommendation, avoid entry. And we also have an AI reminder to always remind you that this is an AI generated research, not a financial advice. Okay. So next token, we have anime Bitcoin. The age is 1,364 minutes and 369 minutes. This is the price, and then the market liquidity, and then the 1 hour volume and the fully diluted value. All these are useful for me as a trader, for me to make my decision. And the legitimacy score, as you can see, this one is very high a bit. And the final score is 62 over 100, which is speculative. And then the profit potential is 65 over 100. Socials, there is a Twitter social link, but they don't have a Telegram link, and they also have a website. Okay. So the trade plan is wait for a pullback near 0.0009 before entering, and then take profit. One, you can take profit at 30%, take profit two, take profit at 60%, and take profits at 100%. So it has already tell us when to enter. So we can take profits at 30% if we want, or 60 or 100. So that's his recommendation. Okay. Then the stop loss. So if you want to be greedy, that's when you should take profit 3. But basically, take profit 1 is more safer than the rest. Okay. So stop loss that you set should be 15% below the entry point. And your holding window, how long should we hold it for? So you can hold it for the next 1 to 2 weeks. So the risk is high price volatility and the liquidity may be thin and their social presence is still limited. So that means they don't have maybe enough community base. Okay. Verdict, ABTC shows strong short-term momentum with 87% 1 hour rise, but legitimacy is weak due to missing lockup evidence. So they did not lock their liquidity pool. So it's fearing that they might at any point run away with our money, which is high risk. Okay. And a high risk, and it has a high risk ROG check score. The token is very young, offering speculative upside if a pullback occurs. So if it falls back a bit, we might be seeing a very good profit. It might come back very high. It might come back very well. Okay. So trade only on a corrective entry, keep tight stop loss and target modest gains. Don't be too greedy. So next token, Apple Abusa, same thing, 132 minutes. You get
It's okay. This I think we've gotten the idea of it. Yeah, I think we've gotten an idea of it and how everything works. Thank you so much, Anas. Thank you. So, I have one question for everybody who have demonstrated this and who have seen the results. Do you think having an AI automation like this that works for you is something that would genuinely make your life easier, make research easier for you, and make your crypto journey smoother and more profitable? Do you think that? If your answer is yes, if you have tested this AI automation, which Anna just demonstrated, or you have seen what is possible for this, mind you, this is not limited to just crypto trading. This is not limited to just decentralized and meme coin trading on Solana blockchain. This can be applied to even your sports trading. If you are also a futures trader, you can apply this method. It's just based on your creativity. You can build an assistant like this that goes into the market, does analysis of whatever you want. You can adapt it to your preference. You can build automation and you have it deliver amazing results like this to your DMs. It can be directly to your WhatsApp DM. It can be sent to a Telegram bot, just like this. It can be sent to your email. In fact, if you want to receive it in your dream, if you find a way to link the spiritual to the technology part, it can also send you the message in your dream while you're sleeping. You get an alert from your AI automation letting you know, oh, wake up from sleep. This is a good point to enter the market. I've analyzed the market for you, and this is the result. Then, if you believe this is something very practical and will be impactful to you, then I believe strongly that the next step for you is to go ahead and learn how to do it for yourself. Don't just stop at watching and viewing how this is being built or how this is running. It is very possible for you to build something like this without knowledge of coding. You don't even need to know how to code one bit. You don't, it's just drag and drop. The same way you use your image editor app on your phone, the same process. It is easy as that. So the next step for you now is to learn how to do this by yourself, build AI automations that help improve whatever aspect of your life you want. And this is what we teach at Candleweb. We have an AI automations course that is going to walk you through from the beginning, from the very start. We are going to hold your hand. We will teach you how to build AI automation systems by yourself. You can adapt it to whatever preference or whichever part of your life you want, whether you are focused on trading, whether you want to use it in your career, whether you want to use it for research, whatever part it is you want, you would be able to do this. And it's going to take you just 8 weeks. Within 8 weeks, you go from knowing nothing about AI automations into building AI automation systems by yourself. And at the end of the 8 weeks, you would have gained a skill that you can not only use for yourself, but you can be able to use to build systems like this for other people. you would be able to monetize this skill. Imagine building an AI automation like this or something similar for whatever part you're interested in and selling it to another person. This is a very highly lucrative skill. This is a skill that people are looking for in demand. Businesses are looking for it. Individuals are looking for people that can build things like this for them. Then I highly recommend this our AI automations course. It takes 8 weeks, and at the end of the 8 weeks, you would be getting a confirmed certification from Candleweb. And this certification is also coming in partnership with NFN, the tool which you just witnessed us using to build this particular automation. You get a certificate that is also recognized by them and it carries a stamp of approval. So our AI automations course is the next for you to go. I am dropping the link of an interest form. If you want to learn how to build this, just go ahead and fill the interest form. You don't even have to commit right away. We would reach out to you, we would communicate with you, and we would see what is best for you. We would help you get started, regardless of your situation. So go ahead and fill this interest form, and we would be reaching out to you. The cost actually costs 50,000 naira, which is highly discounted. And it is discounted at this price because with our other partners, which includes organizations like Anything themselves, Bitmart Exchange, Money Rate, and other platforms. We discounted because that is why you can find it at this price right now. So go ahead and fill the interest form. We would be reaching out to you within the next 24 to 48 hours. I want to say big thank you to everybody who tuned in for this workshop. And I would be opening the floor for questions right now. Do you have any questions with everything you have witnessed today? Do you have any questions? Is there anything you want to ask? If you have a question, just go ahead and indicate, then unmute yourself and ask your question, and we would attend to you. Do you have a question? BFX. I notice your mic is unmuted. I am still getting messages from the bots, and that's interesting and amazing. Anas.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so
Yeah, I'm with you, Mr. Isaac.
Yes, thank you so much, Anas, for your demonstration. Thank you for such an amazing build and demonstration.
No
So
problem, sir. Everyone will still have access to it. The automation will be deployed.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Hello?
So
Yeah.
everybody right now, they would be able to still use the automation after the workshop, or would they have to do something before they can access it?
No, that's all. I've already set it up for everyone. So as you can see, this runs automatically on its own. So anytime it runs, it will also always send the message to everybody that is linked to the automation.
That's excellent. So for everybody who attended, you are leaving with a freebie. This is a freebie we did not even expect. Thank you so much, Anas.
And
yeah,
for those interested, there's actually an opportunity for a two-time payment for those who are interested in taking the course as well.
Yes, thank you so much, Everest, for adding that. Yes, so the course, as mentioned earlier, it's just 50,000 naira for you to enroll, and in 8 weeks, you would learn how to build your own AI automation. It can be your AI trading co-pilot. It can be your own personal research assistant. It can even be AI automation that would help you in your personal business, in your career, whatever it is. You're a student, you are looking for a means to make extra money by the side, you can do this. So the course costs 50,000 naira, but we also have an opportunity for two-time payments. If you won't be able to meet up with the 50,000 naira instantly, you can enroll and start the course with 25K. Then after that, you can complete your payment during the course of the 8 weeks session. So I have dropped the link again. What you just need to do is to fill the interest form right now. We'll reach out to you on WhatsApp. Please drop your WhatsApp phone number so we can be able to get to you. We'll reach out to you and help you get started with the course. Would also answer whatever question you have with regards to the course and AI automations generally. So this is the last chance. If you do have any questions, kindly indicate and we will take care of your questions. So I genuinely hope that tonight has changed the way we think about AI. It's not just about something that replaces people. I know a lot of people have been scared about AI and probably thinking, oh, AI is here to replace people or take people's job or whatever. But AI is not something to replace you, but it's something that is here to help you make better use of your time and your attention and also generally improve your life. If tonight sparked your curiosity and you would like to learn more about building AI systems like the one you've seen, we would genuinely love you to join us on cohort 2 of our course. If not, well, we hope we have impacted you and we hope we've added a new perspective to you on what is possible. The link to the interest form is there in the chat, and the link to our WhatsApp community is also there. If you are interested in learning more about AI or you want to get updates on future workshops like this, you can go ahead and join our WhatsApp community and we'll be there to educate you at all times. So tonight we have identified a real problem with AI, with crypto trading. We have gone ahead and educated you and helped you understand why this problem exists. We have showed you a practical solution on how you can solve it. We have explored the skill behind it, and we invite those who genuinely want to move forward with this skill to fill the form. Thank you so much for joining this workshop. It's been an honor sharing this time with you. It's a Saturday evening, and you actually decided to tune in and listen to everything we have to say. I am finally dropping the links one more time, joining our community and also filling the interest form. It's an honor and it's a privilege. Thank you so much, and good night, everybody. Honest, thank you so much for the demonstration.